Hi. For your homework assignment this week, I'd just like for you to collect data from 5 to 10 people. You can collect data from anyone who's willing to take your survey. I'd like for you to include 4 variables in your data set. And I'd like for the first one to be a qualitative or categorical variable. And I'd like for it to be something where each person will be in one of 2 different categories, meaning something in which only 2 categories are possible. For example, you might ask if each of your participants is employed or unemployed, um, and then you could put employment up here, and then in each of your rows down here, you would put either employed or unemployed. Or you could ask each person if they're a student or if they're not a student. And if you did that, you could just put something up here like student slash non-student, just so you know what's been recorded in that column. I'd like for you to include 3 quantitative variables. So 3 variables in which all of the answers will be numbers, or numbers that stand for the amount of something. So you might ask each person, how many siblings do you have? Maybe, how many TVs do you own? And maybe, how many miles do you live away from your workplace? So maybe commute distance. You don't have to ask these things. You could just choose whatever you want to ask. For example, you might ask each person, how many pets do you have? And then you would fill in the answers down here. Remember, each person's data will be in one row, or in the same row. So if person 1 says that they're a student, you would put student here. Make sure it doesn't. Sometimes it'll put an answer in automatically, so you have to erase that. And then if the first person has 2 siblings, you put 2. If the first person owns 3 TVs, you would put 3. And if the first person has 0 pets, you would put 0. So all of these answers are from person 1, meaning the first person you interviewed or the first person that you surveyed. And in the second row will be all of your answers for person 2. And in the third row will be all of your answers for person 3. And this will just keep going down. And since you're asking, I'm going to have you ask between 5 and 10 people. So 1, 2. So you'll have between 5 and 10 rows. I'd like for you to ask at least I'd like for it if they're not all from the same, they're not all the same gender. So if everyone so far has been male, I'd like for you to include at least 1 female. And then if everyone has been female so far, try to include at least 1 male, just so that they're not all the same gender. And just print out your spreadsheet. Just print out your spreadsheet with all of the answers and bring it to class. And you'll just have all of your answers in here. You don't have to do any calculations with Excel yet, I'll have you do calculations next week. And you can just let me know if you have any questions about this. You can either do written surveys where you give each person a survey on a piece of paper and have them fill out the answers or write down their answers, or you could interview people face to face and just ask them the questions and you write down the answers yourself. It doesn't matter which way you do it as long as you record the answers in Excel and you print out the sheet and just bring out the printed sheet to class. Just let me know if you have any questions.